Welcome, friends, to another edition of Economic Update, weekly program devoted to the economic dimensions of our lives. Jobs, debts, incomes, going up, going down, for us, for our kids. I'm your host, Richard Wolff. Nothing has been in the news more, besides the tax bill, than the issue of sexual harassment by people in power over those who depend on them. Those who want to get a job, those who want their career to move up, those who want to keep a job, etc. And we have seen unbelievable examples across the spectrum, left, right, business, politics. It really doesn't seem to matter. You put a few people in positions of power that other people depend on, and you've created the incentive and the situation which can turn out as we have seen. And I want to give you one particular example because it illustrates it. This has to do with the highest secretary minister in the government of Theresa May in the United Kingdom, a man by the name of Damien Green. He's gotten himself into trouble. First, he was accused by a subordinate of sexual harassment and intimidation. Number two, one of the highest police officials in London reported that when they raided his office, they found large amounts of pornography on his computer, etc., etc. This is a big embarrassment for the government of Theresa May. It comes a short time after Britain's defense minister, Michael Fallon, resigned from his job as Minister of Defense. I should parenthetically explain to my American audience that in other countries, when you get caught doing this sort of thing, you're out. We here in America don't move so quickly, at least much of the time. Now, Mr. Green has defended himself. He didn't do anything. He said it was not true that he had done what the wife and the others of the people involved have suggested. And what was that? Apparently, he was in a bar with a young woman who worked for him. And they discussed, this is the testimony given, her career aspirations and gossiped about sexual affairs in Parliament. Then he was alleged to have done the deed. I don't want to reiterate the details. You all know many more details than you probably want to already. I want to drive home a particular point. While there are many things that cause particularly men to be sexual predators, particularly towards women, there is something that has to be said here about the economics of it. And those have to do with a situation of hierarchy. If you make a few people in a position to give or not give you a job, to let you move up or down in the career path, to let you keep the job, you are creating a structure that fosters this problem. And you're not going to solve the problem unless you deal with that structure. Here's another argument for worker co-op as a better way to organize an enterprise. Everybody participates in hiring everybody. The workers collectively are their own boss. Everybody is on both sides of that game, and therefore you will not see these kinds of shenanigans, at least nowhere near as often or as regularly. That has to be addressed. Otherwise, we end up telling people, just don't do that. Men, you shouldn't do that. That's likely to be about as successful as telling people, don't do drugs. We've been doing that for decades, and we all know how successful that's been.